Welcome to today's news discussion. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Simon. Let's dive into the top stories.
Oil prices have surged over 2% as Israel intensifies its military action in Lebanon amid ongoing conflict with Hezbollah. The reporting indicates that this escalation has heightened concerns over potential supply disruptions in the Middle East.
That's a significant jump. What are the specific concerns driving this price increase?
The main worry is that the conflict could spread and impact oil supplies. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical oil shipping route, is particularly sensitive to any escalation in the region.
So the concern is not just about the immediate conflict, but also about its potential to affect broader regional stability and oil infrastructure?
Exactly. The reporting suggests that any disruption to the Strait of Hormuz could have significant implications for global oil supplies.
How have the markets reacted so far?
Oil prices have climbed more than 2% following the news of Israel's expanded military operations in Lebanon. The surge reflects investor concerns about potential supply chain disruptions.
Are there any other factors contributing to the price increase, or is it primarily driven by the geopolitical tensions?
The articles indicate that the price rise is largely attributed to the heightened geopolitical risks. There's also mention of concerns over the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz if the conflict escalates further.
I see. So the situation is quite fluid and sensitive to developments in the region.
Yes, and the market is closely watching the situation for any signs of further escalation.
Let's switch gears to some positive news from the automotive sector. Maruti Suzuki India achieved its highest ever monthly sales in May, with a record 242,688 units.
That's impressive. What were the key drivers behind this achievement?
The reporting highlights that Maruti Suzuki's domestic sales hit an all-time high, and exports also saw significant growth. The overall increase was driven by strong demand across various car segments and utility vehicles.
The articles also mention that this record performance was despite rising fuel prices, which is interesting.
Yes, it suggests that consumer demand remains robust, possibly driven by the availability of more fuel-efficient or alternative fuel vehicles.
That's a good point. The reporting also notes that other Indian car makers, like Kia India, achieved record sales in May as well.
So it seems like there's a broader trend of strong sales in the Indian automotive market.
Exactly. The demand appears to be widespread across different segments.
Shifting to another significant economic indicator, India's GST collections rose to 1.94 lakh crore in May.
That's right. The reporting indicates a 3.2% increase in GST collections compared to the same month last year.
What were the main factors driving this growth?
The articles suggest that strong domestic demand for goods and services, along with rising imports, contributed to the increase in GST collections.
I see. So it's a positive sign for the economy.
Yes, it indicates robust economic activity. However, the reporting also notes that the growth rate moderated slightly from the previous month.
That's an interesting nuance. Were there any specific sectors or categories that drove the GST revenue growth?
The reporting breaks down the GST collections into different components, including CGST, SGST, and IGST. It shows that import-linked revenues significantly boosted overall collections.
Let's move on to some exciting news from the electric vehicle sector. Spiro, an African EV platform, has raised $215 million in equity financing.
That's a significant investment. What will Spiro use this funding for?
According to the reporting, the funds will be used to expand Spiro's battery swapping network and electric vehicle infrastructure across several African markets.
That's great to see investment in clean infrastructure. How does this fit into the broader trend in the African EV market?
Spiro is already operating in 7 of Africa's fastest-growing urban markets, so this investment positions them as a leading player in the continent's electric mobility landscape.
It's interesting to see how different regions are adopting electric vehicle technology.
Yes, and it's not just Spiro. There's mention of another Indian EV maker, Simple Energy, securing funding to boost their manufacturing capacity.
That actually ties into the broader trend of increasing investment in the EV sector globally.
Exactly. It seems like there's a growing momentum towards electric mobility, driven by both technological advancements and investment.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that there are significant developments across various sectors, from oil markets to automotive sales and economic indicators.
That's a good summary. And it's been a pleasure discussing these stories with you, Simon.
Likewise, Simon, that's all for today. Goodbye.
See you later.